All right, here we go. David and Joseph have a total of 328 marbles. Matthew and David have 176 marbles. Joseph has 5 times as many marbles as Matthew. How many marbles does David have? All right, so I'm going to start here just to get a little visual. Come over and I see that Joseph has 5 times as many as Matthew. So this is Matthew, this is Joseph. This just gives me a little bit of a start. Okay, then I come over and I think about my larger frying pans. And we're going to have some marbles up there. Let me move this down with... Okay. So this is going to be David and Joseph here. David and Joseph and his marbles. So we're breaking up marbles. Okay. And I apologize for number one, my handwriting, and also number two, the smartboard does glitch, so it's not as clear as I would like it to be, but hopefully you get a good idea. Now, I'm going to also, so that beginning part is going to be here. I have 328 for David and Joseph. That's a total for David and Joseph. Now, within that, we're going to have David's marbles, but I put another piece over here because I also have Joseph's marbles. Okay, now the next part is that I see that Matthew and David have 176 marbles. So I'm going to come down there and I see that's less than David and Joseph's marbles. So make my frying pan. Going to be a little upside down frying pan there. And that's going to be Matthew and David. Over here, we're going to have David's marbles again. Over here, we're going to have Matthew's marbles. Okay, so that's 176. Now, with all of these frying pans, bar models, we want to see different operations happening. So the first major operation I have is right here. There's a gap between the amount that David and Joseph have and the amount that Matthew and David have. So what I do here is I can think, all right, there's a total of 328 for the whole bar going all the way down, and Matthew and David are part of that 176. Then I can see my dichotomous key says if I have a total and I have two uneven parts, the two unequal parts are here and here. So I'm going to take this unequal part and subtract it from the 328, the total. And what I'm going to get there is 152. Now that's 152 right there. That's the extra that David and Joseph have more than Matthew and David, or David and Matthew. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to come back over to my thinking here. Joseph has 5 times as many as Matthew. So Joseph is going to be up here. I'm going to make Joseph look something like this. 2, 3, 4, and there's 5 units. This is going to be Joseph. And if that's Joseph, one unit I come straight down and I show there's Matthew. I have 5 units for Joseph, 1 unit for Matthew. And now this is great because it shows David is going to be over here, and David's going to have the same amount whether he's working with Joseph or with Matthew. So this whole amount is David. This whole amount is David. Now I just have to work my way further. All right, where do I go from there? Well, I see a lot of blanks. I see a blank with David. I see a blank with Matthew here. I see blanks with Joseph here. But I have to start looking at this as a puzzle. Where can I fill in information? Well, I have the 152. This right here is the next key that I have to find. According to my dichotomous key, if I have a total, and this is the total within this section right here, of 152, and I have equal units, I have 4 equal units, okay, I'm going to use the operation of division. Just clean this up a little bit. Okay, so 152 divided by 4. Don't mind a little bit of calculator use, but we do need to know our algorithms of long division. And I'm going to get 38. Well, where do I put that 38? So a lot of us are struggling with where I put the 38. Well, I just divided 152 by 38. So 38 4 times. That makes sense that it's going to go inside that unit. 38, 38, 38, 38. Well, if that's 38, so is this unit, because it was the same size. And so is this unit. It's the same size. So Matthew is done. I know that Matthew had 38 marbles. A couple different directions I can go here, but I'm going to work on the easier part. I'm going to look at David and Matthew. Okay? So let me focus down here and clean this up just a little bit. Alright, now I see that I have a total of 176 for Matthew and David. I have different size pieces. Matthew is different than David. So that tells me that I can subtract the smaller piece from the greater amount, the 176. And I will get the missing piece. So David is 138. All right. Now, everything looks good so far. 138 plus the 38 is 176. So Matthew and David have 176. If I put this 138 up here, if I took 138 and added it to the 5 38s, that should give me 328. And you can check my work, but it does. I can see clearly that 5 times the amount of Matthew Joseph has. So everything looks good here. How many marbles does David have is the final question. Get myself back up here. How many marbles does David have is the final question. And I see that it's 138. Final answer, David has 138 marbles.